Have you ever experienced something inexplicably familiar that sent chills down your spine? A place you've never been, yet knew exactly how to navigate? Or a stranger who felt like an old friend? These aren't just strange coincidences. They might be evidence of your past lives. We'll examine 9 mind-bending events that challenge our understanding of reality and suggest you've lived before. Reincarnation, the belief that our souls are reborn into new bodies after death, has fascinated humanity for millennia. But what if reincarnation isn't just a spiritual concept? What if there's tangible evidence that our souls have lived multiple lives? Recent studies have begun to approach reincarnation from a scientific standpoint, seeking empirical evidence and developing theories that could explain how it might work within our current understanding of the universe. From children with inexplicable memories of past lives to adults experiencing sudden shifts in personality or skills, the evidence for reincarnation is mounting. Let's explore 9 strange events that might prove you've lived before. 1. The déjà vu that defies logic. We've all experienced déjà vu, that eerie feeling that we've lived through a moment before. But what if your déjà vu goes beyond a vague sense of familiarity? Picture this. You're walking down a street in a foreign city you've never visited. Suddenly, you know exactly what's around the next corner. You turn, and there it is, the quaint cafe with red awnings, exactly as you envisioned. This isn't your run-of-the-mill déjà vu. It's a level of familiarity that can't be explained by a trick of the mind. Some researchers suggest that intense, detailed déjà vu experiences might be memories bleeding through from past lives. Dr. Jim Tucker, a psychiatrist at the University of Virginia, has studied thousands of cases of children who seem to remember past lives. He notes that many of these children describe specific places they've never been to in this life, yet can provide accurate details about the location. When you experience this kind of profound déjà vu, pay attention. Notice the details. How do you feel? Is there an emotional component to the experience? These moments could be windows into your soul's previous journeys. 2. Inexplicable phobias. Fear of heights is common, but what if you're terrified of drowning, despite being a strong swimmer who's never had a near-drowning experience? Or maybe you have an intense, irrational fear of fire that's puzzled you your entire life. These unexplained phobias might be more than just random quirks of your psyche. Past life regression, therapists often work with clients whose phobias stem from traumatic events in previous lives. For instance, a person with an unexplained fear of throat constriction might discover through regression therapy a past life where they were hanged. Dr. Brian Weiss, a prominent psychiatrist and past life regression expert, shares a case in his book, Many Lives, Many Masters, about a patient with a severe phobia of choking. During regression, she recalled a past life in ancient Egypt where she died by suffocation in a tomb. While skeptics might attribute these revelations to the power of suggestion, the rapid and often permanent resolution of long-standing phobias following these sessions is harder to dismiss. If you have a phobia that seems to have no basis in your current life experiences, consider the possibility that it might be a whisper from a past life, a warning echoing through time. 3. The child prodigy phenomenon. Mozart composed his first piece of music at age 5. Pablo Picasso was creating advanced works of art by age 13. These child prodigies seem to possess knowledge and skills far beyond their years and experience. But what if their abilities aren't just genetic gifts or the result of intense early training? What if they're tapping into skills honed over multiple lifetimes? Consider the case of Cameron Macaulay, a young boy from Glasgow, Scotland. From the age of 2, Cameron began talking about his other family on the island of Barra, 160 miles away. He described the white house they lived in, the black and white dog they had, and even the spectacular view of the beach from his bedroom window. Cameron had never been to Barra, yet his descriptions were remarkably accurate. Cases like Cameron's suggest that some children might be accessing memories and skills from past lives. If you displayed unusual talents or knowledge as a child that seemed to come out of nowhere, It could be a sign that you're carrying over abilities from a previous incarnation. This doesn't mean every gifted child is a reincarnated master, but it does raise intriguing questions about the nature of talent and the possibility that our souls might accumulate skills and knowledge across multiple lifetimes. 4. Unshakable attraction to a culture or era. Do you feel an inexplicable pull towards a particular culture or historical period? Maybe you're obsessed with ancient Egypt, despite having no personal connection to the region. Or perhaps you feel strangely at home when watching movies set in 1920s Paris. This deep, unexplainable affinity could be more than just a passing interest. It might be your soul recognizing a time or place it once called home. Dr. Walter Semkiw, a reincarnation researcher, suggests that souls often reincarnate in groups, maintaining relationships across lifetimes, but often in different roles. This could explain why some people feel such a strong connection to specific cultures or time periods. Take the case of Jenny Cockle, a British woman who had vivid memories of a past life in Ireland. She was able to locate her previous children and provide accurate details about their mother's life, despite never having visited Ireland before. If you find yourself drawn to a particular era or culture, pay attention to how you feel when you engage with it. Does it feel like coming home? Do you have an uncanny understanding of the customs or way of life? These could be clues that your soul once walked those lands or lived in those times. 5. Recurring dreams with historical accuracy. Dreams have long been considered windows to our subconscious, but what if some dreams are glimpses into our past lives? Many people report having vivid, recurring dreams set in historical periods, complete with accurate details they couldn't possibly know. A fascinating example is that of John Blofeld, a British writer and Buddhist scholar. As a child, he had recurring dreams of life as a Chinese mandarin. These dreams were so detailed and consistent that they sparked a lifelong fascination with Chinese culture. Later in life, when he finally visited China, he found many places eerily familiar, matching scenes from his childhood dreams. If you have recurring dreams set in a particular time or place, start keeping a dream journal. Note the details, the clothes people wear, the architecture, the everyday objects. Then, do some research. You might be surprised to find that your dreams contain historically accurate information you've never consciously learned. These dreams might not just be random firings of your imagination. They could be your subconscious mind accessing memories from a previous incarnation, offering you a glimpse into who you once were. 6. Spontaneous past life recall. Imagine suddenly being flooded with memories of a life you've never lived. This phenomenon, known as spontaneous past life recall, is rare but well documented. These aren't vague feelings of familiarity, but vivid, detailed memories that seem to come out of nowhere. One of the most famous cases is that of Shanti Devi, an Indian girl born in 1926. From a young age, she spoke about her other home in Mathura, a town she had never visited. She provided specific details about her past life, including her husband's name and the layout of the house. When investigators took her to Mathura, she was able to identify her former husband and provide intimate details about their life together. While skeptics might attribute such cases to cryptomnesia, hidden memories, or confabulation, the creation of false memories, the level of detail and accuracy in many of these cases is hard to explain away. If you've ever experienced a sudden, vivid memory of a life you're sure you've never lived, pay attention. Write down the details. Where were you? What were you doing? How did you feel? These flashes of memory could be your past breaking through the veil of time, offering you a glimpse of who you once were. 7. Unexplained bodily marks or sensations. Our physical bodies might carry more history than we realize. Birthmarks, chronic pains, or recurring physical sensations with no apparent cause could be imprints from past lives. Dr. Ian Stevenson, a psychiatrist who studied over 3,000 cases of children with past life memories, found that many had birthmarks or birth defects corresponding to wounds or injuries from the life they remembered. One striking case is that of an Indian boy who remembered being killed by a shotgun blast to the chest in a previous life. He had a large birthmark on his chest, roughly the size and shape of a shotgun wound. When researchers located the family of the deceased person the boy claimed to have been, they found that the man had indeed died from a shotgun wound to the chest. Think about any unexplained marks or sensations you have. Do you have a birthmark that looks like an old wound? A chronic pain that doctors can't explain? These could be physical echoes of experiences from past lives. 8. Intense, inexplicable connections. Have you ever met someone and felt an instant, powerful connection? As if you've known them your entire life, even though you've just met. This isn't just about romantic connections. It could be a friend, a mentor, or even someone you intensely dislike for no apparent reason. These powerful, instantaneous connections might be explained by the concept of soul groups or soul families. Many reincarnation believers suggest that we often reincarnate with the same group of souls, playing different roles in each other's lives across multiple incarnations. Dr. Michael Newton, a hypnotherapist who specialized in past life regression, wrote extensively about these soul connections in his book, Journey of Souls. Through thousands of regression sessions, he found that many people described meeting the same souls over and over in different lifetimes, sometimes as lovers, other times as friends, rivals, or family members. Pay attention to those relationships in your life that seem to form instantly and effortlessly. Do you feel like you've known this person forever? Can you communicate without words? These might be soul connections transcending time, relationships rekindled from past lives. 9. Skills and knowledge beyond your years. Have you ever picked up a new skill with surprising ease, or found yourself knowing things you're sure you've never learned? This inexplicable knowledge or talent could be a sign that you're tapping into abilities developed in past lives. Consider the case of Hunter Conaway, a young American boy who, from the age of 3, displayed an inexplicable talent for and knowledge of golf. He could discuss complex golfing techniques and even demonstrated a perfect golf swing, despite never having been taught. His parents were baffled, especially since no one in the family played golf. Or think about Cameron McCauley, the boy we mentioned earlier, who remembered a past life on the island of Barra. When taken to the island, he was able to describe in detail how planes landed on the beach during low tide, a unique feature of Barra's airport that he couldn't have known about. Whether you believe in past lives or not, exploring these ideas can lead to fascinating insights about yourself and your place in the world. It encourages us to look at our lives from a broader perspective, considering that our experiences, talents, and challenges might be part of a larger, ongoing story. If you have made it this far, comment down below with the word 100% to confirm that you have received the knowledge from this video. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.